and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This lesson is going to be entitled, They Rob the People Continually. And this was inspired by, this video I was watching because, I was trying to get some information about, what it takes to start a rideshare company or whatever the case may be. I was listening to this and what he said, got me vexed, and it just reminded me, brought to mind how wicked and deceitful this place really is, and how they just continually rob the people and keep them in a lower state, and that's why the scriptures say that, every hand of the laborer shall be upon them. It says wicked, but that word is really should be laborer shall be upon them, because of, all of this oppression, they oppress you so much and so often, and they normalize it that to the point where even when you're being oppressed, the people don't even have a reaction to it. They raise the taxes every so they're always raising taxes, they're always raising tariffs, they're always finding new things to charge you with, new tickets to put upon you. They're never taking these things away. They're never easing the burden. They're always increasing it, right? But the people, they do it in such small doses that the people, they just constantly they accept it, just like the frog when you boil it in water, but you put it in the water at a cold temperature, and you slowly boil the water. It doesn't even notice that it's boiling to death. Okay, opposed to you just putting it into hot water right off the bat. It's going to jump right out. This is what's happening to you people. You people are being boiled to death. Okay, this is why you guys don't have anything. This is why you don't own anything. This is why your life is full of debt. Okay, you're debt slaves to these elites. While they own the majority of the wealth and the assets. So anyways, I'm going to play this video real quick so you can see what I'm talking about.
His firm in Center City to do full legal protection of my company. So I have the legal. So
in other words, he was trying to start a rideshare business, okay? This is what he's explaining right now.
Stuff down. They're looking at everything legally. They're going to make sure I have all the right licenses. And that's when I found out just recently when I had asked him to look into it professionally. It's everything I need. I found out there's a lot more stuff that I thought I needed. I didn't think that there was all this money that had to go into paying legally to run it. I thought that you just had to get your business structured through the state and get your driver's background check and everything like that. But I found out really quickly I need a $25,000 TNC license, which is a transportation network company license, and that allows you to offer a for-hire or delivery service for pre-scheduled rides. And that's obviously if you're using a website or an app for that. And
$25,000 for a license to run a business. And what is a license? A license is permission. This is showing you that all you people are nothing more than slaves to the elites. That's all you are. That's all we are, slaves to the elites, because a sovereign doesn't need permission to do something, like start a business, to sell fruits on the street. A sovereign doesn't need permission to do that. He doesn't need a license to do that. And furthermore, that is extremely wicked. Okay? You're not supposed to need a license for something like that. You're just supposed to be able to do it. Okay? As long as you're dealing honestly, you're giving the people the product that you say you're going to give them, okay, for the price agreed upon, then there should be no issue. But not in this kingdom. Not in this kingdom. This kingdom is set up to rob you, suck you dry. The average person cannot afford that. So what are they going to have to do? First of all, their credit has to be A1 from day one. Okay? They have to have A1 credit, number one. Secondly, the business model has to be proven to work. Okay, and then they're going to need to get investors or go into debt by getting a loan or whatever the case may be. This is what it's going to have to be. All right, And usually it's them getting a loan, because you have to have a real great product, you know, for you to get investors to want to jump on board or risk their money up, risk their money to put it up for your business. You have to have something really, really special, right? And it has to be able to be seen, right? You may have something special, but it may not, you know, the investors, the pitch may not sound that appealing. But guess what? If not, you're going to have to go into that debt. 25K in debt. So your business has to be successful. You better not be in the red. You better be significantly in the blue in order to pay back that 25 G's. And that's just for the permission to do it. Yo, this place is evil and wicked, big man. You understand what I'm saying?
I have to get there. That is one thing that there's reason that we put a little halt into everything so far, and that is something I want to get in investors for. I have talked to a couple of real estate agents and a couple of real estate investors, a bunch of limo companies, and a lot of people have said, no, we want to see it make the money first. We want to see it make more money. We want to see it proven success. And I have the numbers. And we've delivered well over 1,000 people. We've delivered well over 1,000 students already. And there's so many repeat students every week. Sororities, the fraternities, the Greek life organizations on campus, they go out every week. It's like, it's almost, you can't ever say guaranteed business, but in a sense, you know they're going out. You know that they're going to be doing social events. So you already have a little piece of that community of student base that you know is going to be out, and you know that are going to be grads. So
basically, he even proved the model. He even delivered 1,000 people, whatever the case may be, and he gets constant repeat customers. And still, they won't give him the loan. They won't give him the investment. So what would be the next option for this individual? He would have to go and take a loan. If he doesn't have the capital, if he doesn't have the money, he would have to go take a loan, right? Especially you Jakes, who your parents, which he said his father owns a firm or whatever the case may be, but especially for you Israelites, who you're starting from zero. Matter of fact, you're starting from in the negative, right? Because your parents didn't have anything for the most part, right? Your parents didn't have anything. The only thing they could pass down to you was debt. They don't even have connections to the point where they could get you a decent job, right? This is how low Jake is. So what are you going to have to do? You definitely have to get a loan, and your credit has to be A1 or else you're not getting it. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why Jake has to constantly do things under the table and this and that. Yo, you got to live you have to move like a mouse in Esau society. This is how it is. Okay, this is how it is, man. All right, and these things, anything on your credit, that stays there for many, many years, right? So this is how it is, man. It keeps you in a complete, it keeps you in that rat race, man. So anyways, let me get this scripture. This is Ecclesiasticus of Sirach 10 and verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, right? These are unrighteous dealings. Injuries and riches got by deceit. Okay, this is how they get you. They get you through deceit. It's we're going to put it's the language they use. The words that Esau uses in the English language is very deceitful, but not just the English language. Any of these languages is very deceitful. It's not like the ancient Hebrew. It's very deceitful. They can play with the words, especially with the English. Okay, and they say it in a particular way that that sounds good. That's the serpent. The serpent is an enchanter. Okay, this is how he got these people to accept it. Right. If you go back to the 1800s, people weren't going for this type of stuff. Are you crazy? $25,000 for a license to run a business? Are you crazy? Or any type of money? They wouldn't even accept $1. They wouldn't accept. They'd be like, what are you talking about? Because they had more of a sense of sovereignty than now. Okay, and so what does that mean? That means that the beast system is constantly getting more and more oppressive. Anyways. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. Yeah, they go and destroy the whole country in order to get the resources from that particular country. That's injuries, right? And riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. So what's going to happen is that the Lord is going to translate this kingdom from Esau's hands to the Israelites' hands. And rightfully so, man, because this devil, he's done enough. He's done enough in the planet, man. All right? And these people don't understand why they're depressed, why they're not happy. This is not the way you're supposed to live, right? But they deceive you through the cell phone, the computer, the Wi-Fi you can connect to, right? The Uber Eats, they deceive you with that shit to make you think you're in a better position, but you're not. You're in a worse position than has ever been, okay? That's why you go to these other countries. You'll go to these other countries. They'll be poor. Yeah, they'll be super poor. But guess what? They're happy. They're more happy. Not happy, but they're more happy than the people in the West, because the Western way of living is, this is it's the epitome of that oppression. But you have the internet. You have iPhones. Okay, you have cars. Okay, that most of you can't afford, by the way. But you have these things. Let me go to Genesis real quick. I want to go to Genesis, but I want to do that in the Blue Letter. I have the Blue Letter app pulled up, but I want to go online so I don't lose the two scriptures I have there, because there's two scriptures I want to go into. All right, that's ridiculous. $25,000, man. And no matter what, you're gonna have to pay, and you're gonna have to pay handsomely to get certain businesses started. And it's not even it's not even like that. It's not even that deep of a business. It's just giving people rides. Why do you need to spend $25,000 for that, or even $5,000? You should just be able to do that. Yeah, I need to go up there. Yo, give me $40. Okay, yo. That was illegal what you just did. This is fucking madness, man. Because technically you're supposed to have a license. This is a wicked, evil, disgusting kingdom, man. If you don't see it, then something's wrong with you, man. This is Genesis 3. It's a little bit different over here. How do you go to the next one? Damn. It's kind of weird. Okay, give me a second, man. So let's do Genesis 3. This is Genesis 3 and verse 1. It says, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahweh power had made." See, Esau is very subtle. Okay, he doesn't do things outright. He doesn't announce himself as the devil. Okay, really he does the contrary, right? He announces himself as a help or a savior. Okay, it says, "And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?" Right? And the woman said unto the serpent, "We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for the Most High doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." So it sounds like he's trying to help her. No. This is a good thing for you. Let me teach you. This is actually good for you. You see what I'm saying? So that's how the serpent comes. Okay. So the point that I want to deal with, right, which we know Eve was deceived, obviously. I want to deal with the word serpent. Nachash. It should be nachash. Yeah, nachash. Right. Which says what? Right. And this wasn't an actual snake. It was a man with a serpent-like characteristic. With serpent-like characteristics. When you hear the definition, you'll see what it's talking about. Okay, it's just kind of weird. It's not the same like the app, but okay. Let me see something. Yeah, it's like, where's the definition? Okay, Strong's. Okay, Strong. It says enchantment. Look at the words here. It says enchantment, divine enchanter. So he's an enchanter. Okay? Indeed, certainly learned by experience. Right? And Esau's constantly learning by experience. He sees how the people react to certain things. So he says, okay, we can't go that way because they're going to react this way. So we're going to come this way. Right? Just like with the Federal Reserve. They didn't put the man's name. At first, they put the man's name on it. It was rejected. Right? If I'm not mistaken, it was rejected. Right? But I know that there was one individual who said, nah, don't put any of our names on it. You know, we're going to just call it, you know, the Federal Reserve. Because it sounds like it's a governmental entity, and it has nothing to do with us. See, that's them using their experience of how the people react to certain things to trick them, to subdue them. Okay, diligently observe, and he's diligently observing. And don't think he's not diligently observing all the sea theorists that was there during the C-19. He was diligently observing who was saying what, right? He even has certain sites that were set up like Rumble and Odyssey and things like that, where all those people with those mindsets, they went to those sites. So he's observing and checking all these things out. Okay, and in the background, he's setting up things to ensnare the men of the Lord. This is what's going on. Okay, but he also ensnares the people. Right, so that he can constantly further enslave them, further take away what they have, the crumbs that they have. This is what's going on. Okay, it says whisper, a magic spell, generally to prognostication. Yeah, he's putting a spell on you. Okay, for you to believe in and adhere to what he says. So, anyways, let's go to Psalms 10:7. It says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. This is what Esau is all about, deceit and fraud. Okay, under his tongue is mischief and vanity, and under his tongue, meaning he's preparing to push forth mischief. Okay, he says things, but they're empty words. Okay, or it sounds like something, but it means something else. That's why they'll put out these particular phrases out here, which are like illuministic phrases. You know, it's enchantments. Okay, you know, these devils are very, very subtle, man. Right? Because really, you're not even supposed to be taxed. Based in America, in the United States of America, originally you were not supposed to be taxed based upon these wages like that. Okay, you were supposed to be taxed based upon capital. Okay, or upon wages. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you. Okay, I asked the chat GPT to break it down. This is James 5:4. It says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields," meaning the working class, right? "Which is of you kept back by fraud," right? Because they keep everything back by fraud, by trickery, you know. That's why you guys don't. That's why you don't own anything. That's why you don't have. How many people have a 50K, 70K saved in the bank? You understand what I'm saying? The average person doesn't even have 2 G's in the bank. Okay. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Right. So it's what Yahweh Shemel Shai. He's seeing this. He's hearing these things. Okay. And he's upset by what's going on. Because he didn't set up the earth to, in other words, if the earth was ruled righteously, these things would not go on. So, let's go over here. Let's come here. I asked it a question, right? See if any brother put any scriptures. No, okay. I asked it a question. So this is Chat GPT. It says, I asked it, has taxing wages ever been illegal in America? So, it said, first of all, it said no at first, right? It said, no, taxing wages has never been outright illegal in America, meaning it wasn't fully illegal. This is serpent. First of all, this is serpent like talk right here. Was it illegal or was it not? No, it wasn't outright illegal. What do you mean by that? However, the history of taxing income, including wages, has evolved over time. It said pre-16th Amendment before 1913, because in 1913 is when they really changed it. They changed the law to favor them. This is what happened. This is what these devils did, and this is what they always do. They change the laws to favor them and their corporations. Don't you see that? This is part of their deception. This is part of their fraud. Okay? It says the federal government, and these people don't give a shit. These fucking people, America's so great. You stupid fucking people, man. That's why you deserve everything you get, because you can't even see what's in front of you. It says the federal government primarily relied on tariffs, excise taxes, and property taxes for revenue. So they relied on tariffs, excise taxes, and property property taxes for revenue. So wages is not amongst that. Wages is not mentioned there. Okay, so that wasn't even a thing going back to before 1913. See, this was a new thing that was introduced. It said the first federal income tax, and there's always been new ones that have been introduced. There's always new tariffs. There's always new wages. There's always more increase. There's always this and that. It's never brought down. It's always brought forward to further press you people down. This is how they rob you, man. Right? But you think these devils can stay in power? You think these Edomites can stay in power and everything's going to be good? No, they're trying to charge you for breathing carbon. They're trying to charge you for breathing and existing on the earth. Yo, hey, if the Lord did not shorten the days, guess what? There shall be no flesh left to be saved, as the scriptures say. It says the first federal income tax was implemented during the Civil War, 1861-1872. It says to fund the war effort, but was later repealed. Yeah, it was repealed, okay. Right? And it says Pollock versus Farmers Loan and Trust CO, Loan and Trust CO, 1895, right? It says the Supreme Court ruled that a federal income tax on property income, right, meaning the income you get from your property, was unconstitutional, right? So even to charge, when someone's charging rent, they got a little house and someone's living in there and they're charging them rent. It was deemed unconstitutional by the Supreme Court in 1895 to charge taxes for that. You see? It says was unconstitutional because it was a direct tax that had to be apportioned among the states. This ruling indirectly limited federal tax. It said this ruling indirectly limited federal taxation on certain types of income, including wages. See that? So that was limited. The taxation on wages was limited because of this particular ruling, because obviously they deemed it to be unconstitutional. Okay? But then it said, 16th Amendment in 1913, right? It says, to resolve legal challenges, the 16th Amendment was ratified. What's the legal challenges? The legal challenges that they wanted to tax your ass, but they couldn't based upon the current law. So what they did is they ratified it. Let's look up this word, ratify. What does it mean to ratify something? What does it mean to ratify? See? Tell you this man is the devil, you don't listen, man. Ratify meaning, it says what? Sign or give formal consent to, making it officially valid. Now let's go back, Philakim. Let's go. It says, let me read that again. Make sure I'm reading it correctly. It says to resolve legal challenges, the 16th Amendment was ratified. Now what does the 16th Amendment say? So it was made valid. So this was made valid. Now what does it say? Explicitly, right, granting Congress the power to levy an income tax without apportioning it among the states. Since then, taxing wages and other forms of income has been fully legal. Why? Because they wrote it into law. They made sure that it was law that they were allowed to tax your wages. They ratified it. They validated it by the stroke of the pen. See, in 1913, this is good. This is good, important history to know. See, I'm learning something. I'm learning that, the exact history on that. Now, that's why when you come and you read about the wickedness that these devils prescribe, let's go to Isaiah 10. Isaiah 10 and verse 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, meaning they pre-wrote it, right? They didn't just come up with it at that moment. I wonder what we should do. I wonder what we should do. Okay, let's do the 16th Amendment. No, they've been preparing to have that passed for a long while before that. Probably as soon as that became a legal issue, right, based upon the current Constitution, they were already plotting how to get rid of that. You see? That's how these devils operate. So that was an unrighteous decree. It says Isaiah 10 and 1, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, meaning they wrote it before, to turn aside the needy from judgment. That's what they're doing there. Because who does this affect? This affects the needy. It affects the poor. It affects the people who are not well off. See? And to take away the right from the poor of my people. And that's what they did. And who do you think is most affected by these things? The Israelites. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Israelites. Okay? That widows may be their prey. Because, at those times, Esau was helping other Edomites. Esau was getting a boost, and Jake was getting discriminated against. Wouldn't sell him land, wouldn't constantly burning down your cities, burning down your affluent neighborhoods, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the killers of the Flower Moon, all these. So, hey, trust me, this devil has not changed. Okay, let me read verse 2 again. It says, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. And they're getting ready to take away a lot more rights with the stroke of the pen. You see Trump signing, he's signing on hyperdrive, man. He's on overdrive signing bills. Okay, it says that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. Hey, that goes into the lesson, man. They rob the people continually. Okay? And and that's not a scripture quote, so don't try to go type that into the blue letter. That's just something that's just the lesson the title of the lesson that came to mind. It says, and what will ye do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will ye flee for help, and where will ye leave your glory? Yeah, you Edomites, you elites, where are you gonna flee? Okay, wherever you go, the scriptures speak about how if you climb up, to the top of the mountains, he's gonna get you. You climb up to outer space, he's gonna get you. Right? You can't escape the judgment. All this wickedness is gonna come back on you. Okay, it says, without me they shall bow down under the prisoners, and they shall fall under the slain. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Let's go to, matter of fact, I want to go to This is Amos 9 and verse 2. It says, though they dig into hell, right? They're dealing with their bunkers. Thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. So there's no way you can escape. Where are you going to hide when this judgment comes upon you? That's what was being asked in the last scripture. Okay? It says, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them. And I will set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good. Okay, so that's coming to you Edomites. That's coming to you elites. Alright? Because of all the wickedness that you've done. So, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, and I'll give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shalom.